Welcome to my fort, made of 9 unfinished paintings. The irony is only now dawning on me that I have been hiding, not finishing my work, never giving myself a real chance. I could choose one of these paintings, and I can finish it. Before you know it, these little steps will amount to something. Let's go.
So I might honestly trust in the process a little bit more than I should, but it kind of winds up working out because I chose this one for the simple fact that it was the oldest one out of the bunch. When I sat back down with it, I remembered that the only intention when I first painted this over 6 years ago was to get out of my own way and to just put paint on the canvas, don't think about it too much. And so I figured, awesome, okay, get back there, go to that space. And it was really intimidating because I was so afraid to the point of being stressed and physically feeling pain, which boggles my mind, okay? I can't make any sense of it. I couldn't really make any sense of it while it was happening, but I could tell, hey, this is a huge reason why you would avoid finishing these works. So in that space, I was able to recognize what was happening, give myself some grace, and see I'm just really scared of messing up. And so my approach became that I am allowed to mess up. I am allowed to mess up my own work. And let me tell you something. It got messy. This literally is the point where I hated what I did so much that for the rest of the day, I was actually upset with myself. It isn't entirely necessary for me to delve into this, to open the door that I can't close, to make progress on something that was perfectly fine to begin with. But when you catch yourself stalling on your own self, on your own life, just to avoid the potential that you might ruin something perfectly good, then it doesn't leave that much room for other progress. And I know that I'm capable of adding on to a piece and making a new layer that is pretty, but I was really concerned with trying to preserve at least some of the aspects of the original that I really enjoyed and appreciated. And to be honest, there are aspects about this piece that I don't like. Parts of it that I kept in mind to kind of update or change that just brought to mind certain images that I don't really care to think about or feel. And so as I continued to try to make sense of these different parts of this painting, it became clear to me that they're not all supposed to become cohesive. This is me just dreading everything that I'm doing. But we persist, and it ultimately did start to click, that thing that it was when I was painting this initially, which is this process where I'm what I call painting everywhere I've ever been, which is just me really remembering these spaces and places and feelings of the past, like being in the backseat of the car on a road trip and seeing all the buildings pass by, or being in an airplane and seeing the farmland of the Midwest look like a quilt from way up high, or being on the rooftop the first time I ever kissed someone that I thought I couldn't live without. But that wasn't true. And I was listening to music I used to listen to back then, and I tried to beam a little bit of a thought to my past self that things do get better, that life is pretty good. This piece taught me that not every painting is meant to become the perfect version of itself, and that I can feel satisfied with the ending of this one and look forward to exploring more in the next, whether it's the same kind of process or concept or something completely new. And a big reason I've discovered a love for abstract painting is that it lets me record and process without the need to be able to completely coherently describe what's going on for me. It's a space to observe and reflect on things that I don't have to have words for. And I think that it kind of opens a space for the people who will get to see this piece to reflect on a similar emotional state for themselves without my own narrative on it. Each day that I worked on this painting, I gained a new perspective, a little bit more clarity about myself, about the processes, about my mindsets when it comes to creating work. And I hope that for you that this might bring you some of that clarity too. I hope that maybe somebody feels inspired to pick back up where they left off on something. Maybe you feel a little bit more allowed to make mistakes, as long as it means that you're still trying, because that's what matters.
I'm feeling really excited to get into the next painting, so thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you next time.